this album, we've definitely tapped into something I think that's just more authentic musically for both of us of what we want to represent and what we kind of stand behind. It also took us a while to find that sound. We've been working on it for 7 years.
This is our first ever album, so we're super stoked. You know, it's been a long time coming. It's kind of like folky, bluesy, electronic music. We feature banjo, harmonica, synthesizers, keyboards, and a lush display of vocals and harmonies.
Yeah, the album came together over quite a few years of just kind of hanging on to certain songs that we thought could go together. And it's just exciting to have them finally all come to fruition and have kind of found their place in this whole story.
So yeah, there's 2 of us in the band, and then sometimes we play with like a bigger band with the drums and bass and the whole deal. There's 11 tracks on the new album. We got a vinyl printed. It looks beautiful. This album is kind of like the evolution of our sound into new realms that we haven't explored before.
For lyrical inspiration, I usually find myself in a place where something starts, perks my interest or starts speaking to me in a way that I would like to share it and express it. And I'll start writing about kind of what it is and try and put together what I'm feeling or what I'm seeing. Like taking poetry that you see and then trying to express it, and then with your music, tie it in. I feel like you can draw inspiration from everything, from anywhere around you if you really kind of try and open that perception on what you're seeing. There's just so many incredible things around us at any given time. So trying to find that and then try and show it to people through music and through your songwriting. Nick's got an amazing studio in Victoria, and we were lucky enough to come in and work with him and with Davey at various points through the mixing and the mastering process.
Davey did all the final mixing on the album, and it's kind of just like if you had a quality knob, a mix quality knob, you could just jack it up to 11.
Moontricks does an amazing job of straddling multiple worlds. They have 1 foot in the electronic world and 1 foot in the folk world, and combining that together is something super unique. First album, your debut album is a big, meaningful thing. It's just, the start of the next chapter of Moontricks. Over the last few years, as we've worked with them on the label side, we've put out tons of singles, lots of EPs that have done really well, but there's never been an album before. And I think it's hard to know as an artist when to make an album, and for years a lot of us and fans have been like, when's there going to be a Moontricks album? But sometimes those things just, they need to find their own time, and it needs to happen at the right point in an artist's career. And so it's interesting for Moontricks to be at the level they're at and tour and have such a healthy fan base and have never put out an album before. For their existing fans, we know they're going to love it, that this album explores a lot of new territory for them. So I'm really excited to see it resonate.
Got a cup full of coffee, keep us awake. The corners that got me, hitting the brakes. I got a tank full of fast gas, you got the sun in your eyes. I got some time in the forecast, you got the blue skies.
Bird Time started with just a bird sample, like a background track of tweeting beautiful sunny shine birds. And then I started a beat that was kind of happy to go with that. And then this eagle got dropped in because I was showing my dad this program, Ableton. I was like, look, you can just do whatever you want. Like, name a sound and you could have it in the track. And so he said eagle, and so I searched for an eagle sound and dropped it into the song, and it stayed there. We don't really have one way of doing things. Sometimes Sean will start something and send it to me. Sometimes I'll start something like just a beat or an idea and send it to Sean, and he'll write like a full song on top of it. And you're always like super amazed when that comes back and you get to listen to it.
Working with Nate is great. He always comes up with very outside of the box ideas. It's always very interesting. He'll work on it for a couple weeks or something and send it back, and it's always like, oh, this is different. This is interesting. I might not have thought of doing something like that. And so it's always pretty cool to see what he comes up with. And so on the album, we had Danny Musango from Gone Gone Beyond write a song for us.
So essentially, he started the song, he wrote it, he actually just recorded it on his acoustic guitar onto his phone, and then sent the lyrics to Sean, and Sean started working on it.
And he wrote us, he was like, I got a song for you guys. This has got to be a Moontricks song. What do you guys think? And we loved it. Like, yeah, let's do it. And so he flew in from New York, and we got together in a studio in Vancouver and smashed out Animals in a few days. And yeah, it's one of our favorite tracks on the album.
Danny is a great songwriter, and we're honored for him to gift us the song Animals. It's a great song.
Cat Factor from Gone Gone Beyond put down some vocal harmonies on Animals as well, so it's nice to have that tie with those good friends of ours. We've done music with them in the past, we've done tours. It's nice to have them on the album with us. We love those guys. The song we did with Darkwire is called The Edge. It's got, all three of those guys just ripping and shredding in their own element and strengths, and then as well as me and Nate. So it's a pretty big sounding track, and we love working with those guys. We love their sound, and together we can make something pretty sweet.
It's an honor to work with Darkwire. This is our third song with them. They're all awesome musicians, and they all play so many different instruments that you never know what you're gonna get when they send it back. Mark recorded it on, I think, an electric guitar in a cigarette box amp or something. It's always hard to know what it is. We were in Costa Rica and he played the riff and I was like, oh yeah, let's make that into a song. And then he sent it to us.
This time around.
So we were down in California playing a show with Creature, and we had some time to write a track with him. It came together really quickly, really naturally.
I like Creature because his stuff is like fairly minimal, and uses slide guitars and a lot of the same kind of instrumentation that we try to stick to. Generally, it's just me and Sean making all the music and, from start to finish, mixing everything. This time we were honored to work with a number of session musicians and friends. We had Sara Orton doing vocals, Tenise Marie doing background vocals, Trent Freeman arranging violins and violas. We had Luca Fagal playing piano, our buddy Ness on drums, and our dude Jakob playing bass guitar. So yeah, thanks to everybody for putting in so much hard work on the album and trying to make our sound come to life. It's really awesome to work with so many amazing musicians.
Ballet in the Underground.
So Ballet in the Underground has a great little start to it. Our niece was over at the house, and she's about 4 years old, little Sahali. And they were about to go into the city. They were going to head into Vancouver, and they're gearing up to leave. And she started telling us about how she has the city in her pocket in her little 4-year-old way. And I thought, that was really interesting that they were going to be heading in this urban environment, and she's just so innocent and sweet. And, the city's just so big and rough and such a huge world. She has the city in her pocket, so that kind of stemmed the entire song. I wrote from there, kind of from that standpoint. With Moontricks, we tend to do a lot of our writing coming from natural forces, and so waves is just another one of those incredible forces in nature that we're inspired by. It came together as this really cool kind of synth beat that Nate had put together and put a bunch of strings into it, and bowing banjo on it, which is something I picked up from Darkwire. Yeah, so I ended up trying to time the waves as this element in the song that kind of washes in and out in the tempo.
So primarily in music, what inspires me is other music. I find that if I'm listening to a lot of music actively, I'm probably writing a lot of music. I try to listen to as much music as possible and keep on top of it. I like music because it is time-based, so it is kind of similar to a film where it tells a story over time, but I feel like music's almost a little more vague with the story that it tells, so people can interpret music however they want.
So Currents, it came together while I was paddling out in the ocean. I was working on a song out there and just drifting around. It's about giving in to the powers that be or whatever is carrying you and not fighting it, allowing it to take you where you're going, because ultimately you're going to be going there anyway.
So that's kind of like life, You don't always have your paddle, but you just got to hope for the best and keep going.
Everybody out there who's listening to the music and supporting us and coming out to the shows, it's amazing having people putting their energy and their ears and their love into the music. And we're super grateful and appreciative of everybody who's on board with us for the journey.
I want to thank everyone for, supporting us all these years and coming out to the shows and playing our music, showing it to your friends, even just streaming our music online. Every little part makes a difference, and you're all part of our journey, and you're all helping us more than you know. So thank you so much to everyone. We're going to go on tour for the album, so hopefully we can come to your town and play for you.
Thanks, guys. Nice to see those lights out there. That's beautiful.
You should just end the documentary like that, like fading out on us just.
You play banjo.